Hello, this is Elak, and today we'll be looking at Cyclops, the Lone Raptor. Now let's see what she does. Cyclops is normally something of an oddity. Normally, lone raptors are killed and do not survive this long. However, Cyclops managed to beat the odds even though she has a gouged out eye. Amazing. Before we discuss anything else about her backstory, we must talk about what she is doing. Due to the wet season, little ponds like this have been appearing everywhere, allowing small dinosaurs to get a drink. However, even though they're small enough that not many large predators can come here, it's still a very dangerous sight. But Cyclops needs to get a drink. After a quick look around, Cyclops finally gets a drink. Normally, raptors live in large packs, making them an extremely dangerous target. However, her pack was destroyed by another group of raptors, making her a loner, which makes this situation all the more deadly, especially with the creatures of the swamp. In a weird way, it's also kind of sad, though I don't know how to respond to this. Though there is one thing I can say, she is careful, unlike this stupid Dimorphodon, who doesn't even care for the consequences. They normally feed on insects, though they will eat fish and carrion if they got the chance. However, this one made a terrible mistake, and it will cost it its life! Fully grown, Baryonyx clamps its jaws on the small flying reptile, killing it instantly. And now Cyclops better run, because they hunt in packs! Luckily, Cyclops is fast enough to escape the large theropods. Baryonyxes don't normally eat pterosaurs or dinosaurs, mainly fish, though if they're given an opportunity, they will. They'll attack anything with the smell of fish, even humanoid creatures. On the subject of the Baryonyxes, each of them actually have their own names. The one who is currently eating the pterosaur is known as Limbo. Don't ask me why he has that name. I didn't give it to him. Bright green one is known as Pandemonium. I actually got to name it myself, mainly for his more aggressive personality. Reminds me of hell itself, even though I don't believe in it. These two constantly argue. However, neither of them is the alpha or the dominant Baryonyx in this group. She will be coming very soon. This lovely blue lady is known as Discord. She is the mate to the Alpha, Chaos, and she orders her two weakly males to stop fighting and bring in the food, because there is something even bigger than them within the swamps. And now they go with the fish and the dead Dimorphodon. We will eventually see those Baryonyxes. However, I would like to take this moment to talk about Cyclops. Cyclops was actually one of the first raptors we managed to find on this planet, and she lived with a normal pack and was somewhat like your average raptors. However, the thing that made her interesting was the thing that killed her pack. Those raptors were too vicious and bloodthirsty than normal. They killed her pack, ate them, and gave Cyclops her now famous scar. Tragic. Now we shall see how Cyclops is doing after being chased out of this little pond by those baryonyx. After running past those pesky baryonyxes and a decent way from the pond, Cyclops has found something more interesting to her and to us. Maybe she'll even get a bite to eat. Standing a mere away from her is a herd of various plant-eating dinosaurs, mainly consisting of Parasaurolophus, Pachycephalosaurus, Gallimimus, as well as one new face. But we'll get to it in time. Now, let's meet these creatures, starting off with the Parasaurolophuses. These gentle giants mainly feed on ferns, and they're successful because they have a variety of teeth, a unique chewing motion. And now, we'll see this one being shoved out of the way by a Pachycephalosaurus. And let's just say these rampheads are somewhat aggressive. Speaking of which, these creatures are kinda like goats, with a passion to eating cans and other tough materials. They also sometimes ram each other in the head, but this is somewhat rare, at least with the smaller ones. Also, these creatures come in a variety of colors, like the one you saw push the Parasaurolophus away, as well as this one, with a very pretty colors. While the Pachycephalosauruses are definitely one of the more interesting creatures, we cannot forget the simple Gallimimuses, one of the most common dinosaurs we have encountered so far. These little omnivores can be found everywhere, in the plains, in the forests, even some desert areas, and they can get to quite some large sizes, as this one can show. They also reproduce like rabbits, which keeps their numbers up because they die a lot. Pretty sad, but it's natural in nature. There's also something else I want to show. While these small Pachycephalosaurs are definitely the more common ones, rarely an alpha appears, and they are truly magnificent. Don't you think so, audience? Unlike the normal Pachycephalosaurs, these alphas will use their heads more often to defend their herds against predators, as well as if any other herbivores disturb them, like this Parasaurolophus. Now we'll see what happened to this stupid duckbill. And with that, the Parasaurolophus has been knocked out. Luckily, it is still alive. If it was hit directly in the head, this creature would have suffered some major brain damage. However, since these creatures are quite stupid, it might as well have some. Now let's move on to a new dinosaur, one which we haven't seen yet. This small little dinosaur is known as a Mononychus, and even though it's a predator, it doesn't eat mammals, dinosaurs, or even fish. This creature's favorite food is insects. That's right, this little dinosaur is an anteater. Pretty interesting, don't you think? Its little hands help it in this case. They are quite rare, and this one just slept while the herbivores were feeding, but now it goes off to find some insects to feed on. Cyclops actually remembers this herd, and she sees her previous target, this Packy, who doesn't even notice her. While it is tough, it's not impossible for a lone raptor to take on a Pachycephalosaurus. However, just like last time, there's always something that interrupts her hunts. In fact, it is the very same thing that interrupted her last time, but in a different scenario. That sound can only mean one thing, Ceratosaurus, and a pair of them showed up to look for their young, who is missing. But I doubt they'll ever find it again, though they have caused most, if not all, of the other plant-eating dinosaurs to start leaving. Bad news for Cyclops. Now she'll never get her meal. Though, it also disturbs something else's time. The raptors are actually somewhat common in the forest. They rarely ever go out in the plains unless there's something to scavenge, which these two are not. To help them with this, they have an amazing sense of smell, and they smell their young here, though it is something else they might have smelled. Though, unfortunately for them, they have disturbed possibly one of the most dangerous predators in the plains. A monster with 2 horns, small arms, a mostly red body, and nickname the meat-eating bull. Any dinosaur experts know what I am talking about. I am talking about the one, the only, Carnotaurus. And now we will see this creature. And I'll also shut up as we see this vicious predator chase down its prey and get rid of these stupid Ceratosauruses. This wouldn't be the first time that a Ceratosaurus was involved in interrupting her hunt. However, she actually does hear something more interesting involving her kind, and she will go to investigate it. We will see that Carnotaurus again. However, Cyclops now has a new mission to carry out. Cyclops managed to find 2 of the rarest ceratopsian species, that being Sinoceratops and Zuniceratops. And now let's get this started with Zuniceratops. Here we see the cow-sized ceratopsian Zuniceratops. These small ceratopsians normally are found in thick brush where their size is a good way to be hidden, though they will occasionally go into the plains if there is a larger ceratopsian or other dinosaurs to keep them guarded. And the main reason why they go into the plains is because of these delicious flowers. Don't they look good? Now let's move on to the massive Sinoceratops. These creatures have weird little holes, though this is not common with all of them. And as you can see right here, some of these ceratopsians, meaning the larger ones, have dimorphodons that clean parasites off of them. And this is very common, as we'll see. Also, Sinoceratops come in more variations, not just in colors, but in also looks. This one in particular resembles a Pachyrhinosaurus for some reason. These are one of the more rarer types of this dinosaur, but it's not too hard to figure out this is not a Pachyrhinosaurus, which we might see in the future if we get lucky enough. Also, ceratopsians are just as successful as hadrosaurs due to their beaks allowing them to crush tougher plants. Interesting, don't you think? Also, ceratopsians will occasionally fight each other for dominance, as shown here. Now let's watch these two brutes have a go at each other. Isn't this awesome? Also, these creatures dig up the earth, allowing the Dimorphodons access for more insect variety. Also, they will occasionally fight over the backs of the large ceratopsians, as seen here. And if you see earlier, they'll occasionally dig for themselves. Now Cyclops watches the herd intensely, as she knows something very vicious and bloody will happen soon. Sometimes ceratopsians, so confident of themselves, will wander off, but this is a bad thing, especially when there are raptors in the area. A common hunting technique for these raptors is to have one of them attack, one of them distract their prey in the front, while two others attack from the side. However, this one is already distracted, so the raptors just have to sneak up and pounce. And this poor ceratopsian will soon learn why you should never leave the herd. Unfortunately for the ceratopsian, it quickly gets overwhelmed and gets eaten alive. The herd is forced to retreat as the pack of raptors flee. Cyclops is not strong enough to fight this group off, and she knows they'll rip this carcass apart with ease. She needs to find a way to get them distracted, and just lucky for her, over there lies her answer to get her meal. The Carnotaurus has chased the Ceratosauruses off, but is now exhausted, angered, and will attack anything. Very useful for Cyclops. Carnotauruses are somewhat similar to cheetahs, with them catching a high rate of prey, which makes this creature's experience even more hard. With all the energy expended, it cannot go on another hunt for a while, so it must look for other means to get a meal. Very useful for Cyclops. Cyclops has done this before. Get a larger predator to distract the thing that is made to kill, and then eat while they are fighting. Now she must do the same with a creature that is just as fast, if not faster than her. And now, let's see her achieve the almost impossible. Despite the speed of the Carnotaurus, Cyclops quickly escaped and flew over. With the pack now distracted, she can eat for a good 10 to 20 seconds. However, large packs like this quickly overwhelm Carnotauruses. At least one of them, this second Carnotaurus, has been following the first one, and it quickly turns the tables. And with the loss of one of their members, the pack quickly runs away. And it now looks like Cyclops better start running before she becomes food too. While they not normally steal kills, they will if they're desperate enough, and the large one quickly orders its lower companion to stop feasting and drag the kills before something much larger and much more dangerous comes and steals their meal, this smaller one will have to wait before he can get to a proper feast. Sometimes I relate to these creatures, and now those two are off, and Cyclops now must go and get a drink of water again, but this time to a larger body, as well as clean the blood off of her face. Most predators need to be in top position to hunt. Unlike that pond, this is an actual swamp where multiple fish species are found more commonly, as well as possible baryonyxes. However, this area is perfect for Cyclops to clean herself and get some more water. However, there might be creatures here she's not suited to deal with. Along with all the various prehistoric creatures, there are actually a few modern ones. For example, this snakehead from Southeast Asia. This is one of the more modern creatures we will see. There are also piranhas, giants, Goliath tiger heads, and some other creatures, but it doesn't matter for Cyclops, for she now needs a place to rest. As sad to say, we have to end this right now. We will see Cyclops again, possibly in the near future. However, I will leave this off with a warning. These swamps are home to a beast far larger than Tyrannosaurus Rex and has a taste for our flesh. We will meet you again, Spinosaurus. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more prehistoric life forms as well as future characters. This is Elac signing off.